What is good in the hood, everybody? This is your man's the one. That is the big man in the middle, Big Storm, and this is the state of basketball. What is going on, bro? It's been a second since we've been
Yeah, it's
together.
been a minute. Life happens; it comes at you fast. Um, couple things came up, but a couple sicknesses. But other than that, we running smooth. Started a new venture as far as my job is concerned, which is very, very interesting. Uh, Weekends is off the hook. Uh, I'll I don't know yet if I'm gonna say it on there, but I'll talk to you after. It was ridiculous yesterday.
He said weekends is off the hook.
I never, and the crazy part is I was like man, this is serious. They like happens all the time, and I'm like, wow, this happens all the time. That's a whole new show we need to have.
So that's like status quo, huh? Like
Right,
y'all just
status quo.
this is cool. Oh, don't
Like
worry about
yeah,
that. What do you mean? Don't worry about that.
yeah. This don't happen where I come from all the time. This don't happen in the warehouse.
This ain't right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see that they got you. They didn't pull no funny business and got you taken care of. But I've always felt like if you come in and you do your job and you're not a problem and people don't have to micromanage you, they tend to take care of those type of people no matter what type of job aspect you're in. So that shows great character about what type of person that you are in the workforce, sir.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
yay,
just try to
Storm.
help people. Got that from my mom and dad definitely, and that's all I try to do is help. Especially since most of them are youngsters, and I definitely remember our uh, 19, 20, 21 years, and just trying to help them be a little more successful earlier in life. So those are usually my goals, but at the same time, I can't want it more than them. And if they don't, take heed, it's been real. So that's pretty
Yes,
much my
sir.
managing style. I don't think too big of myself, but at the same time, we got to get the job done.
The job gotta get done because if you don't do the job, that means that I'm not doing my job, and
Right.
I'll be
Yeah.
damned.
And they'll get somebody else to do
Yeah, yeah.
it.
So I'll be damned if I'll be not somebody else.
Right.
So, well, yeah, man, I feel you. It's been quite a couple weeks. A lot of things going on. People playing basketball and moving around and stuff like that. So, Mother's Day slid in there too. But
Yeah. Happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers, especially Miss Janet Mormon and Angela Barnes and Jody Davis.
those people,
Those people.
yeah, Robbie too. I
Also
mean, she
saw
cool.
Miss Robbie Gilbert as well. Was lucky to see her day before Mother's Day, so I was able to wish her a happy Mother's Day as well.
She did mention in the passings by of interchanging foods and supplies. So,
She was
uh,
re-upping.
yeah, re-upping. Yeah. And you know what? Maybe. But ooh, got something with Dr. Pepper. That's
One of
not.
the disadvantages of I see you being one with nature right now.
Oh, bro, I'm out here, dog. I am out here. This is a good time to be out here. Like, I did a show Tuesday, and I said that might be the last show that you see me indoors if the weather allows it. If it's
Cooperates, yeah.
yeah, if it's pouring down raining, I'm not gonna be out here. So, but yeah, man, I'm out here. The wife
So
and I,
hold
we
on, let me
had
get this. Hold on, let me ask you this though. Since you set up outdoors, is that opportunity for us once, unfortunately, this uh, allergy season
yes,
passes,
yes,
that we could be out there?
yes, yes, yes.
Allergy season has to pass because I'll be a hot mess right now out there.
Oh yeah. So then it'll be hot as hell.
Yeah, I have to remember the days I had to go to the hot dog and turn on the air.
I remember. Hey, bro, I saw somebody in a hot dog just like that about 4 days ago on 465, and I was like, Wow, bro. I wonder.
Memories. A lot of good times in the hot dog.
A lot of good times in the hot dog, but so a lot of good instant times that we've had here in these NBA playoffs. My good man, we haven't
Definitely.
had a chance to chat about them. I know we have seen each other at our good friends DJ's young ass birthday.
Yeah, little
Hell, y'all
youngsters.
might be the same age, so who
No,
knows?
he's younger than me. I'm the youngest old person you probably know.
I mean, I believe it though. I believe it though. But yeah, so belated birthday to that feller, but we got together, but we didn't really get to talk. Oh my God, what is going on with the screen? I'm just gonna keep talking, man, because
Yeah, because
some shit.
I got you on here.
So we had a good playoff run here. I don't know what is going on in the land of plenty, but so we had a good playoff start to the what? There we go. Man, I'm telling you, bro, my shit has been going haywire. So I'm gonna try to touch it as least as possible. It might have to go in the shop, bro. If I can make it to the end of the playoffs, I think it had to go into the shop. It has to be loved on. But we had a
Updated
good
little updates.
yeah, man. Somebody 10-year old Levi dropped my stuff, and so it has shattered.
Wow.
So working on subject borrowed time. So, but we had a good start to the playoffs, right?
Yes.
With the first round, a lot of
How about
exciting
this?
things.
How about not even playoffs? How about this is the first time we have not had a LeBron James in these playoffs. So it's not only a great playoffs, it just shows how the natural evolution of the game, and the game will keep going and keep thriving, and we'll have people to be able to take places of other people. So
Well,
it's
it's
not
not his
only
first time. No, he missed his playoffs the first year of the Lakers.
okay.
So yeah, I could be used to him not being in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
only it's only happened like a handful of times. It's
I feel
only
like
happened,
it
but
was just more pronounced this year,
oh
more
yeah,
than
they
any
talked
other
about it
year.
this year.
Yeah. I
I
just feel
mean, which
like
brings
it's
up a conversation because you had three other teams that, or four other teams that had significant injuries to quite a few different players or key players on their roster, and they were still able to win 50 plus games and make playoffs and be even talk. Even Brooklyn still made the playoffs. I mean,
and that just
they didn't show up, but they still make qualified. They still qualified.
I just feel like that has a lot to do with the new playbook or architect of a team having more than that one player. So if that one player goes down, you're still able uh, to be productive, still able to move on to make the playoffs. So I feel like the way teams are constructed now, you'll get to see that a lot more because it's not like back in the 80s and 90s when you had basically one player and then great to minimal others.
Right, right. So before we jump into the NBA, because that's probably 98% of today's conversation, we obviously have to talk about the ladies because they started their season about a week and a half ago. So right now they're really ramping up activity. There was a good game on yesterday that we sat down and watched in between my snuggle time with the cat Cecil and watching Happy Gilmore, which we talked that up, by the way. We straight talked it up because for some reason I saw Carl Weathers, and then I was like, damn, I keep forgetting that he's still alive. And that's terrible to say. I don't mean it in a negative way, but that is so terrible to say. But I was like, man, Happy Gilmore. And it was like 2 days later it's on. So obviously we had to watch it. But that was no point at all. But we were watching the
Ain't
game
nothing wrong with
yesterday.
Carl Weathers, though, man. You got to give
No,
Carl Weathers some love,
you know, in the damn town, man.
man.
It's supposed to be an exhibition. Okay, my bad. I couldn't help it. But so you had who was we had? We had the Phoenix, we had Phoenix Mercury, and we had the Storm. Good
Yeah.
game. Even
So
though you
actually,
had
that what is that? Tarasi against
Subert.
yeah, and you saw their little podcast, kind of like Peyton and his brother, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I definitely like the red cups they was rocking.
I mean, them two are hilarious. And I know Megan Rapinoe be having some thoughts in the back of her head. And who's Tarasi's wife? Penny, the Australian chick, Penny somebody. I can't remember her last name, but I'm sure they got conversations, little thoughts in the back of their head, like, y'all a little bit closer to best friend sister type deal at time. I wonder about back at UConn.
Yeah, well, you say they were wondering about their true history.
Yeah, right. I mean, your true origins of your friendship. No, I'm sorry. That was inappropriate. But hey, I was a kid born in the 70s. What do you expect? But anyway, so that was a good game. I expected, I
Wasn't it?
mean, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I said, yeah, it'd probably been a little better of a game if we'd have had, Brittany Griner with Phoenix and also Stewie, Brianna, Stewie,
Do it.
her. Yeah, that chick, the best player on the planet. But I mean, but she was out with COVID protocol, so it'd have been a
Hold
little
on, hold
different
on, hold on, hold on. Did you just say she's the best player on the planet, Stewie?
for women. Donna Taurasi's the GOAT, but
Yeah, I was
she's not the
about. Yeah,
best
yeah.
player right now.
That's who I
She's
go
not
with.
the best player right. She's the GOAT, but she's not the best player right now.
Didn't she just hit a last second shot to win the game, just to let people know she's still around?
I mean, everybody can hit a last second shot at some
No,
point in
no,
time.
not that.
At
Paul
some point in
George.
time.
Paul George.
Hey, well, he
No.
hits him now. He hits him now for he just didn't do it in Indy. He eventually did it. I mean, you eventually get one. If you take enough, the odds say you eventually get one. If I play the lottery enough, I'm eventually win my money back.
I'm sorry, but there are no clutchness is not something that everyone has.
No, I didn't say
Well,
clutches,
that's a
but
clutch
you have
guy.
an opportunity. Anybody can hit a game winner. We've been at the park. You know who's clutch at the park, but there's guys that'll throw some shit up and
And
this
get
just don't go
lucky.
in.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
that's
mean?
like once a summer, maybe twice a summer.
All right, and let them know it. Let muscles tell you about it.
Hey man,
all summer. It'll be like the first week of the summer. He'll tell you about it all summer.
and that will fuel those shots all summer that leads to losses.
All summer. But you got that one though, son. But oh, stop it. We're down here. Okay, I don't want you to end prematurely on me. Yeah, that's what she said. But anyway, so I think their season starts off pretty well. The average, the obviously, um, the teams that you expect to be in that position are starting to take their toll. I mean, take their positions. Two teams that I'm gonna tell you that I like looking at right now that I do expect to see positive things for. One, the Indiana Fever, Queen Egbo, and hint not Destiny, but she's playing good out the bench. But I forgot the guard's name. But they're playing good basketball and good defense. I like them. And who else was the other team I was supposed to be looking? And the thing is, Elena
Mystic.
Deladon is back.
Uh,
Yes, Mystics. Atlanta Dana Don is back and 100% healthy. So those are two teams that I expect to see positives. Mystics more in the championship conversation. Fever more is in the right steps conversation.
what do you feel about Becky Hammond? 3-1 so far.
She brought an NBA mentality to the WNBA, and she's got the horses. It makes a big difference when you got the talent that the Las Vegas Aces has, as opposed to coming in and coaching, let's say, the Indiana Fever or the New York Liberty, who might have one, maybe two marquee names, but not four or five marquee names. You know what I'm saying? That's coming off championships that know how to win. It's a little easier that way.
Do
But
you
good
have
job.
any? Do you have anything? So we talked about the best. Let's talk about this 0-4 Minnesota Lynx. Do you have anything on that? I do not, to be honest. I
To be
just
honest with
know
you,
they
it's
have not won a game yet.
but it's all about the movements that the front office is making. Like in the last 3 weeks, they have signed and traded and waived all like 8 or 9 players that's
So
been
they're going for
intercycled.
the total the total rebuild, like
Yeah, it
from
looks
the
that way
ground up.
because it's apparent that Maya Moore is not coming back. So I mean, they have to do something, but I don't know what it is. Maybe they can go try to steal. Who was the white girl that was their best point guard in history who left 2 years ago to coach Minnesota? Unless they can pull her back to coach them, I don't know what's going to happen with the Lynx, bro.
All right, all right.
But yeah, so that's all I got for the WNBA. So obviously that's going to pick up here in the next couple of weeks as the NBA shortens.
All right, good deal. We ready to go to the men? You want to?
That nope, I won't do nothing. Let's go because the games come on.
Right. Do you want to go over the awards at all? Like we made? Did you write down our picks? Did we?
I
Did we write
mean,
that down?
I did, but where are they? That's a great question. I know pretty much we got all of them except for Embiid. I think you went with
Yeah.
Joker. I went with Embiid, and then like on my post, I said, I mean, I can't argue, and I won't argue neither one. You know what I mean? I'm cool with both. My vote would have went with Embiid, but I'm not gonna say, oh, that's Hornswoggle. I'm more into the snubs of the other awards, like Jordan Poole for six man, or not six man, but most improved, or Bam Adebayo for defensive player, or Draymond didn't qualify, but there was another name that I was thinking about that should have been talked about in some instance, but
Holiday. Drew Holiday is a great defender.
yeah, but I don't know if I'd have picked him over Marcus Smart or uh the other guy. I'm just looking at the sky, make sure it don't sneak up on me. These pop-ups.
What? So do
But
you feel like John Morant qualifies for most improved player? Like,
I don't think he should have qualified because I mean, but if you improved on your numbers, I guess you can say that. But I felt Jordan Poole had a better conversation. I thought the guy on his team to who he gave it to had a better conversation. But I don't really know about him himself. I think he should have been more in the um MVP conversation more than the
right?
most improved.
Yeah. What about? I'm good with Hero being six man.
I'm cool with that. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. He must got something important to say.
Who's that?
Jeremy.
Yeah. Oh, how you know it was him? Yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Because I don't think, probably, no disrespect, I don't think you'd acknowledge anybody else.
Yeah, we good. He's on some other stuff.
See?
Yeah, he is. He is. But that's my dog. I ride with him. So
All day. That cat's hilarious. That cat's hilarious. But oh yeah, Mac went to prom, so
yes,
I told
Kendall
you
went to
that.
prom. When did
Yes.
we? I don't know, man. I'm just not
Another
man.
conversation. That
Yeah,
might be
man. Don't get me
that,
going because you
that
know I'm
might
gonna
be
be
that
on
might be
one.
a that might be a food on the deck conversation. Like sit back and relax, talk. But
we
I'm
need to have a dad chat.
I'm split.
Just
Just
talking
on
about dad
what you're
dinners.
gonna say without getting into details. I'm split. I'm down the middle, and I'm one day I'm like, man, are you fucking kidding me? And the next day I'm like, but then okay. But anyway, let's go. So where do you want
So
to
what was
start?
the other one? The rookie of the year. We good with Barnes? I think we both may have said Barnes. If not, we
Yeah,
did.
I at the beginning of the year I started with Cunningham, but
Right,
I felt Barnes would win it, but I stayed with Cunningham because that Kate Cunningham out of Detroit. But I stayed with him because that's who I picked at the beginning of the year. But
right.
I no arguments with Scotty Barnes. The dude's nice. It sucks he got hurt towards the end of that playoff series too.
Yeah. And then the coach, Williams, yeah, Monty. I don't have a problem with that.
Normally, the best record in the league is Coach of the Year. So unless you do some miraculous shit like take a team from last or Phoenix, which that was him, which you take a team from from last place to the championship. So uh that does it too. So
You want to start with that? You want to start with that Phoenix Dallas series? Good transition.
no, I wanted to talk one. I got a question for you. I want to know what do you do about the coaching positions between Brooklyn, Philly, and Los Angeles? Obviously, we know Los Angeles is vacant and they're picking around the different people. Um, but what do you think about Brooklyn and Philly in their coaching situations in their coaching situations? Yeah.
Okay, so Doc, like I love Doc, man, I do. More than just the coach and just the man, right? Uh, but how much longer do we give him slack? And this is just being real. How much longer do you give him cushion for that one win, which seems to be 20 years ago? Like,
Preach.
uh, great man. I can't, great man, but maybe the game's passed his by. Maybe he just doesn't have the players he had in Boston that was able to take hold of his teachings and be able to execute on the court. But it just seems like whenever you see a losing playoff team, unfortunately, and I'm trying to be nice, you see Doc Rivers. And some of it is coaching. Some of it is being able to change at a drop of a hat, to be able to be that flexible coach, to be able to see that and do it on the run, do it in motion, not wait an off season and plan something, but to do it in the moment. I'm not quite sure he has that. The good qualities, though, I feel like he does stick up for the majority of his team members. I know he had that issue with Ben Simmons. I felt like it was authentic. I feel like you need to hear that. You don't need to be babied every day of your life. You need that constructive criticism because it helps you grow. So it's just unfortunate that Ben is not in a place to receive that. I feel like that's a pretty nice way of saying it. Um, so I feel like he does have positives, but unfortunately, winning is at the end of the day what you're judged on. And I feel like it's running out. Like if I was starting a team, I don't know if I would even think about Doc Rivers, to be honest. Mark Jackson, I feel like I'm on him a lot as far as giving him another chance. I feel like a lot of it has to do with how he was treated. To be honest, I can't remember his coaching style. I know that the team that he had was on the verge, but I also know that Bill Walton's son won so many games with him, and then after that, after he left and had his own career, he never recaptured that type of winning. So players have a lot to do with it. I'm interested to see how Mark Jackson will do with a team that's not full of top 100 players ever.
That I agree with you. When it comes to Doc Rivers, I haven't really been a huge Doc Rivers fan from the first jump. You know, what I mean, he was cool. I wasn't a great fan of him. I don't want to say I disliked him, but I could say I wasn't that big of a fan of him when he was playing. You know, what I mean, no hate to him or anything like that. Wasn't a big fan of him coaching. You know what I'm saying? The one thing I did like about him, you know, he was a player's coach. You know what I mean? He took care of his guys. He fought for his guys. If you were in the right or he felt that you was in the right, you know, Doc Rivers was going to do that for you. But my issues with Doc Rivers is he's not an adjustment coach. You know what I mean? He's not a guy who makes adjustments well in game time situations. Like for instance, you're up 3-1 and you lose twice, two series twice, and another one you're up 3-0 and you lose. You know what I'm saying?
What a
Those are
great
things you
team. You didn't
with a
have
great
scrub.
team. Yeah, with a great team. You know what I'm saying? So at some point in time, you had the players. You know what I mean? Arguably, those players was as good as the players you won with. Arguably, I'm not saying it's fact, but they had talent. You know what I mean? So at some point in time, you got to look at coaching because it wasn't at one team; it was two teams in the same place and a team at another place. So yeah, with that on Doc, I mean, they're obviously not going to get rid of him just yet, but at some point in time, some of that blame has to fall on the inefficiency or the ineffectiveness of your perception of what James Harden as a basketball player is now. Um, Mark Jackson, I think he might have been blackballed probably the first couple years out of coaching. I think he'd be a successful coach. He constructed what was the beginnings of what Golden State is. Luke Walton took over a completed team, so it was easy to win games with a completed team. All you had to do is just follow the blueprint and let them go do their thing. I think Mark Jackson could do it, but my thing with him is questioning if he really wants to put himself back into that situation where he has to either conform to ownership or just all the way just bow down to ownership. I don't think he's ready for that. I think him and Jeff Van Gundy have figured out that where they're at is a really good lucrative. My face is in your face 82 times a year. So let's go
Yeah,
get it.
definitely. I'm definitely taking nothing away. And I feel like they need each other when it comes to broadcasting because you've seen them separately. And
Oh,
not
it's
that they've
terrible.
done horrible, but when you put
It's
those two
terrible.
together, it's magic. And I don't know what I don't know the financials of that situation, but I definitely feel like I'm interested. Like I said, I'm just interested to see how he does without having Clay and Steph and Draymond and you know.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I
100. I
I'm
agree.
definitely interested in that.
Purposely
What do
left
you?
Brooklyn last. Purposely
Yeah, I
left
left.
Brooklyn
I didn't even because I didn't think Steve Nash was going to be a good coach. And sorry, Steve,
at
I
all.
didn't think you were going to be a good coach. And then when Kyrie talking about we could take turns being coaches, wow, okay, yeah, that's just like the world being flat. Like, okay, we'll see how this works.
See how this works.
When it didn't work.
When it did work. Like we
And
got
it
this.
really didn't work for Kyrie because you see he's about to lose shoe contract. Like I don't know how much he made off of it. I don't know how much extra he's got coming in for whatever ventures, other ventures he has. But I would like to think that that shoe contract was a big part of his portfolio.
Oh
So
hell yeah, that Kyrie or the Kyrie. Hell yeah. Because hell Eli's had what, four pair? Julian's had a couple pair, you know what I'm saying? McKenzie hooped in a pair for gym rats. Yeah, man. I like it because the SpongeBob series, hey, those are some dope shoes, dog. Like if I was still hooping, I'd have had a pair of everyone, especially the Patricks and the Sandy Squirrels.
not to Sandy Squirtles.
Oh yeah, all day.
But the coaches that are out there, I like going in that young players that played in the league. I would like to see, and I know Patrick is killing it. Well, not killing it, but doing the best he can with Georgetown. But I would like to see him coaching in the NBA again. I would love to see him. Can you imagine him with a center like Embiid and what kind of interactions or what kind of things? Because you saw what he did. Wasn't he a coach in Orlando with
Dwight
uh
Howard.
yeah, was he with him at all?
I thought he
By
was
his
because I
early
would think that was I think
years?
that was his early years of
Yeah.
coaching.
And he
So
was
he
an
was more of
assistant
an
at the time. Yeah, he
advisor.
was an
Yeah.
assistant, but um I felt like when he was with him he did well. Also, like even though I love Juwan where he is, I would like to see him in the league. Just I like the players, the the coaches that were NBA players. I like that look. The Monty Williams, my guy out of with New Orleans,
Green.
Willie
Willie
Green.
Green.
Yeah,
Willie
I like
Green.
those. Yeah.
Willie
Oh
Green. Yeah.
Willie. Oh Willie.
Now, I hear what you're saying. I do like those. I hate the recycling of old theory coaches that don't work. You know what I mean? Why are we looking at Rudy Tomjanovich? Why are we looking at other coaches like that when we've already proven that those styles don't work, especially with this new style of basketball?
It's
So
outdated. It's
it's
outdated.
outdated. So let's go with these new guys. How about a Darwin Ham? You know what I mean? A guy like that who is obviously ready to step up and be a head coaching job, is just now getting those opportunities. But you can see the NBA has always been a leader in diversity. One, because 95% of their market value is African American or foreign based. You know what I mean? I know, Caucasians are, loved, white people love basketball too, but you got to look at the fan base. You got to look at the clientele. You got to look at who you're marketing to. Look at the marketing ads. A whole lot of it is marketed to that demographic. So you have to start to associate those guys with those type of people. I do like the Juwan Howard, but I'm sorry, bro, I'm selfish. I love that he loves to be there. I love that he wants to build a Duke, North Carolina type atmosphere, championship pedigree at Michigan. I love it. But yet, a very small part of me would like to see him participate on the sidelines in the league.
And yeah, like I love him there. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to be selfish. Like I want to see this dude flourish. I want to obviously. I feel like for that to happen, though, I need him to get us that ring.
No, don't go to
First.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, give us that chip. No, give us the college chip. Give us the March Madness first, and then move. Like you got to
And
get
then
us
you can
one
come back.
before.
And
Yeah,
then you can come
yeah,
back.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good with that scenario. Works for me. All right. So where do you want to start in these playoffs? Oh, but since we're in Brooklyn, let's go ahead and talk about them getting swept. Personnel, coaching, combination of both. Front office needs to retool or what?
Feel like a lot of it has to do with coaching. I feel like coaching could have helped settle the. I feel like there was a lot of internal stuff, a lot of stuff we don't know about, and then you had the big show of having Ben Simmons. Like you thought, the office obviously thought they were making a move that benefited them, and it didn't benefit them this year. So I don't know if they knew that going in, because it felt like the move was made for this year, and then we'll figure out the rest. But unfortunately, this year it didn't happen. So, for one, I didn't. I would love to know if that's what they knew. If they were like, "Well, this move is going to be for the future, not the now." I want to know that. And then if it was for the now, obviously they misread the situation. If it was made for the future, okay, well, you better make sure you get Kyrie and KD to stay. And I know they made talks about we need players that are 100% down for us, like we're down for cutting them checks. And I feel like it was a shot to Kyrie. And Kyrie is
100%. He wasn't talking to nobody else. Not what he wasn't even talking to Ben.
no.
On your point, I think they kind of knew both situations. Like they were doing it for the future, but had a small hope that it might happen this year. Especially with the games that they played towards the end. Like maybe he's gonna play, maybe he's not. I don't know if that was him, them. I don't know, but it was kind of bad. But I think they kind of knew either war. You know what I mean? Kyrie,
Hold on. On that, I want to know how he passed the physical, and then after the physical, without playing, he had back surgery.
they knew they were playing for the future, bro. Like I think they knew. I think they kind of knew. You know what I'm saying? Like unlike Philadelphia, who expected a Houston James Harden, and you got I'm a 32-year-old guy who can't do like I
Hey,
used to.
I
James
want to
Harden.
know, but
But he's still putting up 25 and 8, 9 point, assists and rebounds. That's good, but they expected 35.
hey,
James Harden.
how do you feel like this is the most drastic change in the play? Like,
Like fast.
I almost
Fast.
can't believe it. Like, it's almost like something
Fast.
got to be wrong. Like this, how do you
Like
go in
fast.
like a year from being one of the like an MVP type person? Like like I feel like he took advantage of the rules more than anyone. You can't
Hey,
blame him for taking
wasn't he
advantage of the rules.
oh yeah, I can't blame you for that. Wasn't he MVP or or scoring
Yeah,
champ?
no, he got
He was
MVP. He,
scored. Yeah, I mean, not that. That's not what I was asking. I just said the wrong word. He was scoring champ that year before they split him and Westbrook up, right? For all the I'm not gonna play, and he got all
yeah,
fat and all kind of stuff. He was just scoring champ, so that was what 2.5 years ago, right? 2.5 seasons
right.
ago. Like immediately, like you were top five, and then you were just
No,
hey maybe top
you
25
were MVP like you were in that group. Like that's a
every
small group.
season,
It's
every
like
season.
5 people in that group really that you could just talk about preseason could be that MVP and he reached it and then he left immediately. Like I said, it's hard for me to digest because it's got to be something going on. 32, this day and age, 32 really ain't old if you're taking care of your body, right?
Was
So
this the lingering effect of the Kardashian?
it could be the curse. It could be the curse.
I mean, it affects them
I'm
all
not
at some
knocking the
point in
curse
time.
because the
It affects
curse
them all
is
at some point in time.
man. But it's been a minute since he's been with what was it, Chloe or one of them?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I was Kim's first husband, so I was affected later on in life too. No, bullshit. If y'all know, yeah, never mind. But anyway, but yeah, bad luck for Brooklyn. At what point does KD get fed up? Because to me, it looks like KD only thing he wants to do is hoop. Like that's it. Like I
No,
don't.
I don't think he wants to. I think I let me get it out. It's more than that with him. I think KD needs to be loved. That's the whole reason he had that account that wasn't right and sticking up. Like he really is a bit
Love me,
sensitive, right?
love me.
That's a part of that generation where when he came up, he probably always was loved till he got to the league with other loved people, and then at that point, you just who's loved the most. And I feel like he wants to do that, and he wants to be the main player. I feel like that was part of the reason, other than Draymond, that he left Golden State was even though he was Finals MVP and all that, everybody still said that it was Steph's team. So he wanted to make his own mark, kind of like Kyrie when he was with LeBron. They won a championship, but he felt like I want to do it on my own.
But see, and that was where I hate the fact that I hate Kyrie because Durant, I think his ego and everything touched him there, and with him it's like it wasn't your team. It could never have been your team unless Steph left. Like you went to his team. So it was going to always be his team. Like even when LeBron went to um Miami, it was still D Wade's team, even though LeBron was there. Eventually, it was transitioned over to LeBron because of D Wade's maturity, where LeBron learned, and he was trying to also do that same thing with Kyrie in Cleveland, but Kyrie wasn't ready to accept those things. You know what I'm saying? So I think Kyrie was immature then. I still think he's immature now. I don't think he was at Duke long enough for Krzyzewski to touch his life and I don't think he was in class in Duke long enough to understand that the world is not flat. But so yeah, I think it was a lot. There's a lot of changes in Brooklyn, and I'm ready to see what happens in the off season. So playoffs, who you want to start with?
You know me, I can always rock with Golden State. They are made it to the conference finals. Excited to see that. But Memphis is definitely a team on the rise. I feel like the biggest obstacle is their success due to the fact that there'll be teams wanting some of these players. The only
Yep.
way that Memphis strives and continues to grow is if they keep the players they have, which I feel is going to be a little difficult, especially when you got John Moran, one of the best young all stars. I'll definitely call him an all star, superstar. He's on his way. But usually, what comes with that is a huge price tag. So it depends on how humble he is. Is he a Tom Brady, sacrifice my pay for a great team? Or is he a player that gets all the money and there's no money to get him any help?
Right. I think the good thing that Memphis is in that situation when it comes to those contracts, that those guys are staggered a little bit. You know what I mean? Brooks is a year or two older, been in the league a little bit longer, in a different position on his contract. The same way with Jackson, those guys in different areas on their contracts, and they still have a year or two to play with Morant in offering this and restructuring things. But it's going to come down to if all the just same way that it did in Oklahoma City when they had all three of those guys. It's going to come down to how well do they get along with each other off the floor, off the court, and which allows them all to sacrifice. You know what I mean? Uh, Prime example again, Miami with LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. It was easy for those guys to get those contracts and stuff done because for one, they were friends off the court, which allowed them all to sacrifice because they knew they all would get money on the back end. It's just going to have to be as Memphis young players or their core going to be with that same mindset. Because yeah, you're right. They're going to come after them, and they're a fabulous basketball team. I think the only thing that stepped them back was the injury of Jean Morant. And I'm sorry, I don't think it was a dirty play by Jordan Poole. These guys play defense, and they're grabbing and they're doing all these type of things to each other as the game is played. I think that injury happened a little earlier in the game when he kind of knee knocked twice, two plays in a row with two different people. I think that's where that injury came from. It just happened to be in a situation that Jordan Poole might have gave it a little extra at the end. But yeah, this Memphis team is a team that's going to have to pay attention to. And God damn it, Golden State, you knew they was going to be all the way healthy, that they was going to do exactly what they was going to do, bro.
And the sad part is they're all the way healthy with their veterans, but I'm definitely can't wait to see with Wiseman adding him to that mix. I can't wait. I want to see what that looks like while Splash Brothers at the pool party is still constituted. So
I love that Splash Brothers at the pool party. That shit's hot, bro.
hashtag that, man.
Hashtag that Splash Brothers at the pool party. I love it. Hey man, them guys is hooping, man. Them cats is
And
hooping,
it's so,
bro.
and the sad part is it's easy to play the way they play if you're that type of player, but if you're not that type of player, it's so hard to pass the ball and be in constant motion. Some
Yeah,
people who are shooters cannot play off the ball. Westbrook cannot play off the ball.
not a shooter.
And well, just players off the ball, period. People who have to have the ball in their hands to be effective. I guess it really is a talent and a trait to be able to play off the ball, because if you can play off the ball, oh my gosh, the movement you get, that's how we
The
were
easy
successful.
layups. The easy
I feel
layups,
like
man.
that's how we were successful in our time and when we were young and
Yeah.
killing boys.
Yeah, because I
It
like
was
the
all
duck.
off
I
movement.
like the duck. And the only way that I was gonna get the duck is I move because you pass. You know what I mean? I just call it how I see it. You know what I'm saying? If I want to do this, and for me to do this, I got to do this. Great. As I got older, those came less and less. So I, started to work a little more
Adapt.
on the jump. Yeah, to that. Got to adapt. Man.
So, but I feel like the league is missing it, and I feel like Golden State, and there's a few other teams that also move like that, but for the most part, Golden State is that team, and I feel like that. I feel like with John Morant, they still would have won this series. 7,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I feel like they would have won due to the way they play and due to the fact that they have that veteran leadership that's definitely been there, done that.
Yeah, even if John Morant had still played, I still think they would have won, but I'd have probably went more in seven because I do think Golden State is capable of championship experience, being able to win a game seven on the road. I do think they had that type of mentality.
That
And
DNA, they got that
yeah,
DNA.
the one thing is clear and evident that Mike Brown is not going to be good in Sacramento either, because these two games with this accumulative talent, those were two games in a row that them boys did not look good.
They didn't play to their best.
Yeah, and you know what I mean, Steve. Not to say Steve is that much better, when they won't have those. They still have them, but they wouldn't have them two in a row. Not like that. You know, one of them you got lucky. So, but I do like the Golden State, and I'd like your point. Golden State is one of few teams that play a constant movement. There's a lot of teams that do it, but they're one of two teams that do it continuously. I think Phoenix would be the other team that plays that constant movement of basketball at some point where they don't get stagnant and dribble, dribble, dribble. Even when Chris Paul is dribbling, he's dribbling for a point. He is old school rebounding. I mean, old school point guard mentality. I dribble to get somewhere or to change an angle for something else. I don't just stand there and just, dribble, 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 oh, step back, shoot.
I got a question off topic. Sorry. Better point guard right now, Jason Kidd, Chris Paul. I got Jason Kidd.
Well, we knew you was gonna have Jason Kidd, regardless. There wasn't even a question to ask. I mean, I could say anybody. I could say Rondo, and you was gonna say Rondo.
Rondo, yes. Rondo got a ring.
If I say Dennis Schroeder, you was gonna say Dennis Schroeder. It doesn't matter who it was.
I love German. I love German chocolate cake. I love German chocolate cake.
So it's an unfair question to you. To me, off the top of my head,
didn't Jason Kidd retire? Like when he retired, didn't he have made the most threes or something like that?
Yeah, he had the most made 3-pointers in league history. And it was what I always talked about Jason Kidd when he retired. That's one thing I always talked about Jason Kidd is like comparing to Westbrook. You know what I mean? You can work on your jump shot. You can come into the league and have a terrible jump shot. Jason Kidd's jump shot was dookie garbage coming out of Cal. I mean, just horrible. But he ended his career at the point. Well, I think he's number 3 now. But he ended his career at number 1. So
what about Vince Carter? Because at the end of his career, he went from dunking to shooting threes.
All threes. Like all threes. Like all threes that I played 29 years. All threes. But I mean, I like Jason Kidd. I really do. But I favor Chris Paul. I do. I just favor Chris Paul. But I like Jason Kidd because he was a different point guard. You know what I mean? And I think Chris Paul is a combination of a lot of those guys. Jason Kidd, Tim Hardaway, Gary Payton. I think he's a mix of all of those guys because he does all of those guys do, but what they all don't do. Gary Payton wasn't great offensive. Chris Paul was really good offensively. Jason Kidd was not a good no. Jason Kidd was a decent defensive point guard, but Chris Paul is like second or third in steals in point guard. You know what I mean? Chris Paul is like in the top 5 with all of those things that Jason Kidd is in. So it's a good question. It's a good conversation. I mean, you can sit down and go back and forth. If they had a list and one was on top one week and one was on top the next week, you're not going to get an argument with me. I'm not going to be like, the hell with you. Scottie Pippen's number 1. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Sorry. All right, let's move on.
Yeah. You want to move on? Yeah. All right. Anything in this second round that was just absurd. I mean, maybe the Philadelphia. Let's go with Philadelphia. Let's talk about the effort of James Harden. You think he quit, or do you think it's just that he's not that guy no more?
I I don't know. Like it's an enigma wrapped in a riddle. I really don't know. It's the whole reason. Like I feel like he's definitely chip chasing at this point. The reason why you've been to what 2, 3 teams in a couple of years, like, is chip chasing, and so I felt like he wanted to leave Brooklyn, so he left. He got with the team he wanted, but I don't know why he's not performing to what he's capable of. Like I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know if something's going on in the family life. I don't know. I don't know. But I know there was a big change between leaving Brooklyn. Even when he first got to Brooklyn, he was balling out, and then it just kind of tapered from there. So I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what the issue is with him, but it is an issue with him.
And they're going to have to figure it out. All right, let's go to Milwaukee and Boston.
Hey, man, I continue to say that I feel like the Greek Freak is the most
Respected.
Appreciated, respected.
I mean, that dude is something else, bro.
He's definitely a freak. That's what it is. He's a freak of nature. So I finally got on board with that. I did feel like they were going to lose when they lost Middleton, but we'll see today. Boston is one of those teams that you always, ever since they had Kyrie, right? They had Kyrie and lost him because they did so well, and they never really got back to that. Feel like Tatum is finally embracing the role.
Boy, that dude, man.
With that, what was it, 46-point performance?
Hey, that's a dude there, bro.
He cries a little bit more than my liking.
Well, thank his mentor.
Yeah, and I know that's the game nowadays. I get it, but something about him it kind of irks me with that.
I don't know if it's the crying or the stoppage of play every damn foul.
No, because he cries when he don't get it, though. That's what I'm saying. Like a baby with a rattle. Like I saw him in the falling to the floor and getting up and being like, what? And the 3-point with the leg out. And I get it. Like I totally get it. But that's just the things in today's NBA. The things in today's NBA that kind of hurt. Like there's great things about the NBA today, but those are the things that kind of irk me with the game as well.
Boy, you're a big Parker Killeby, bro.
He say what?
You're a big Parker Killeby. I said he's a baby without a rattle. That's goddamn great. Oh man, that's just absolutely amazing. So, I'm with you on the Greek Freak, man. I kind of got on him. I say probably maybe after the Christmas break or after the minimal All-Star break last year. It was just like I heard Kendrick say, "Why are we keep talking about the things that this man doesn't do? Well, let's talk about the things that this man does great that you can't do nothing about." So I changed my perspective on looking at Giannis. Giannis is a dude, man. And he's a guy who has great work ethic. So you can see him improving the areas that you say or they say that he's not good at. When his free throw percentage has gone up, his confidence in his jump shot, like dude is stepping up and pulling this shit. Stan Van Gundy, shut up. If this man wants to shoot 7 threes a game, let him. Because he's getting you 40, 20 rebounds. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like you definitely hit the nail on the head. The attribute that he has is that dog, that willingness to work on his game, to work on his body. That is definitely an attribute that every player doesn't have to that level, at least.
No, everybody say they want to be great, but everybody don't want to do great work.
Do what it takes to be great.
Yeah, so I'm cool with that. I mean, I like Milwaukee, and I still said Milwaukee was the favorite. I think I like Milwaukee to go back-to-back, even though hasn't been a back-to-back for a minute. But I like Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? It's just something about them. And these grimy games that they're winning without Chris Middleton. So when they do getting back, if they get past this next round after this evening, or later here in a little bit, if they do get past and they do get him back, I think it's going to be good for them in the long run because now Connaughton has got more meaningful playoff minutes. Dirty Grayson Allen has got more meaningful playoff minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Now
they
that
call
dude is
him
just
low.
straight up dirty, dog. Like Chris
Well,
Paul does
he
dirty.
went to the Chris Paul school of dirtiness.
The Draymond went to. But Chris Paul, I think he's dirty at times. Draymond Green is dirty at times.
Yeah.
Uh
I'm an honest cat.
yeah,
Draymond is rough around the edges.
it's rough around the edges. Grayson Allen, he's that Kelly Olynyk. You're dirty, dirty. Like you do shit that gets people hurt dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was Alex Caruso, nigga, I'd have went the boy. I'd have followed you down the park, down the tunnel, nigga. What was that? Yeah, I'll be waiting on you in the parking lot. Some Conor McGregor shit.
I hear you. I hear you.
But Boston, Jason Tatum, the dude who they're going to need a little bit more for. Oh my God, Al Horford had a stroke of the fountain of youth. Came and gave Giannis everything he wanted.
Giannis messed around and talked crazy to him.
Hey,
And
Al
he was
Horford,
like, okay, all right. Let me show you what this old man can do. Like we can
I mean,
do
he is
that
from the
once
Dominican.
every 2 years. We could probably do that kind of performance at our level.
At our level. But he from the Dominican, so he got some crazy in there somewhere. And Linus hit that switch, like he getting texts and all kind of shit. So I like that. I'm gonna need to see more from Jaylen Brown. But I see that that hamstring is causing him issues. So I'd like to see them get that taken care of, but I just feel more in Milwaukee than I do Boston.
Good deal. Good deal. Moving on. What's the one we have not talked about yet?
Phoenix, Dallas, Miami.
Miami. That's what
No,
it is.
we just haven't talked about Miami.
Yeah. I feel
about
like
that
that's the culture I compare. Like, walk with me on this journey. I want to compare Miami Heat to the Patriots, where the system there is so, and the type of people they get to run the system is their biggest attribute, and that will always keep them in the running. That dog, like all they get is dogs, and if you ain't a dog, they're gonna get rid of. And they were even questioning Oladipo's dogness till he had to come out and prove it. And then it's like, well, all right, maybe you could ride with us
For now.
Yeah, well, for now.
For now, because I still think Jimmy is still questioning his true intentions on being in South Beach. But Jimmy's one of those guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy's one of those guys. And I mean, like the wife and I were talking about it the other day. I mean, she was like, it was hard. She's come around on him. Like she thought he was one of them dickhead type of players. Oh, by the way, and Jimmy Butler did play in the conference that I played in JUCO down there in Texas. He went to Tyler. So shout out to JUCO basketball, Texas. You know what I mean? That's how we do it.
Representing. I played a year in Texas as well.
Hey, Texas is a whole new breed. If you ain't never spent time in Texas, take your ass to Texas and hang out. Not for a week. If you got the opportunity, take and spend you a month or two down there in Texas. I swear to change your life and to give you a whole new perspective. Like you want to go down there and not pay income tax too.
Right.
But anyway, so I think he's one of those guys, and that's a problem that he had. Not him, that everybody was labeling him as the problem at Chicago and Minnesota. He wasn't the problem. It was the problem that the people wasn't with his mentality. Right. You know what I'm saying? Tyler, Texas is a rough, tough place. You know what I mean? So he had that dog. You know, you coming from JUCO, you got that dog. You go to a low-level D1, you got to get that dog. You know what I'm saying? Nobody talked about you in the league. You got to get that dog. Philly, nobody had that dog. Joel Embiid had not yet learned that dog. And he wasn't ready to teach that dog yet like he is in Miami. Same way in Chicago, same way in Minnesota. He understood those guys not dogs. Maybe Karl-Anthony Towns might be a dog now, but he wasn't then. You know what I'm saying? But he's a dog now, and he's got dogs with him. And they recruit dogs. Even the white boys is dog. Duncan come from the level 3 basketball to get where you at right now with a contract that you just signed, dog.
Oh, so we running up against it, man. You want to just go for picks, or what do you want to do? Oh, one more thing. I'm
I
sorry, I'm
finished
rushing
on
it.
top by 2, by the way.
Say what?
I finished on top by the 2, by the way. I wish I remembered those 2. It was the last 2 games that we picked that I ended up on top.
Good deal. You got me. I own it.
I had it written on the board too. I've been meaning to say it like 4 times.
uh, I like the NBA for naming those conference MVPs after Larry and Magic. Like, I feel like that is definitely a good choice because those 2 players helped revive the league when it was needed.
100%. 100%, no argument for me. Who better than having? It was awesome that they were on 2 different conferences, which created a rivalry that you could only see um, at least twice a year. You know what I mean, or in the championship game. So it was very exciting. I know us being young basketball players at that time. You know what I'm saying? It was exciting basketball to watch those 2 guys. Me being a Laker fan and a Magic fan, I was excited to see that. Me being from Indiana and Larry Bird, is damn near like, him and John Cougar Mellencamp is like, and John Wooden is like the 3 Mount Rushmores of this state. You know what I'm saying? So
Michael
you got to,
Jackson.
yeah, you got to put Mike up there. When he's being proper. Michael Jackson before 25. There you go. No, but yeah, you know what I mean. So, um, you got to put him in that situation when it comes to basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it's great. There's no other 2 people to do it for those 2 conferences, so I'm good. I'm good with it.
All right. So game 7's tonight. Who you got? Because
I got
you
Milwaukee,
say
man.
like you got one on me, but this thing's still going, man.
Okay, I
The
got I
season's
got
not over.
Milwaukee. I got Milwaukee. And for you people that want to place your bets, go to the website or check in the comments of this broadcast, and you can see our brand new mybookie.ag promo code. So check it out and get you some free money. So yeah, I'm going Milwaukee, man. Milwaukee.
And for the second game,
Gold State.
all right.
Period.
I got
That's it.
Golden State, obviously, and I'll go with the Celtics. Or no,
Ghost hater.
I'll go with the Celtics.
All right.
I feel like it's now or never with them. If they don't do it now, they're gonna have to really rethink what they're gonna do because I feel like contracts are coming up.
Yeah, it is. And
And
it's just gonna be never because I don't think they can beat Jimmy. Jimmy. That would be the easy route for Jimmy. It would be Boston.
you think so?
The easy route to the finals. I'll say that. That'll be much more
So you feel
difficult for
like
him.
you feel like Jimmy right? Well, I I
I was
could
thinking,
see it
but
going
I
that way.
thought
I could
because
see it going
Giannis
that way.
poses much more of a problem.
Yeah, he's more mentally. Giannis, I feel like is
Yeah.
more mentally fit, and the team, I guess, because they just came off the championship. But Celtics, I
Yeah.
feel could be shaky mentally. I can see that.
Yeah. So
So, but
yeah,
I'm
that's
still
what I
going
got.
with him. I'm going with him so
Go
I get
with
an
him.
opportunity to get up.
Yeah, I need you to catch up. Not that
So
it
I'm gonna
means
take the
anything.
Celtics. I'm going with Golden State. Uh, they're in the layup line right now. I'm excited. I want to make sure everyone has time to check it out.
Yep.
Uh, what
That's
you
why I
want to
chose the time we did, bro. You
do?
know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I gotta at least get me one more bourbon before I have to let it relax and calm down before I go coach a basketball game this evening at Best Choice. My man
Okay.
Elijah's got a few games left before his football season.
And he gets, Dad, I just like hitting people. I just thoroughly
Yeah,
enjoy it.
yeah, yeah. He's thoroughly enjoys hitting
No,
people. And he's
actually, hold on.
angry.
Whoa. Golden State is not the game. I thought the game was
No, they play
Mavericks.
tomorrow. Golden State play
No,
tomorrow.
the Golden
Tonight is
State already made it. So it's
no,
really
it's
the
Phoenix. It's
Mavericks.
Phoenix.
Yeah, Mavericks and
Phoenix.
the Suns.
Phoenix.
I'll
Phoenix.
go with Dallas. I'll go with Dallas. So
Phoenix.
I got two opportunities to level up here.
I do enjoy Luca. I do. I believe in Phoenix's others more than I believe in Dallas's others in the seventh game. At home too, they're in Phoenix. Yeah, man. Yeah, buddy. It's gonna be hot in the valley. It's gonna be hot in the valley. But Luca's got a clip.
I
He's
was
ready
about
to
to say,
go.
man, I'm not gonna underestimate Luca. It all, and I'm not gonna lie, it all gonna begin and end with Luca. How he does. If they win, it's because he's gonna have an outstanding all around game. Because
Outstanding.
that's the
He's gonna
only
need
way
two
they
others.
can win.
He's gonna need two others. He's gonna need Bronson, and he's gonna need a shooter. So they need two, either a shooter or a Powell. One of those is gonna have to step up. But I like it. I'm
Yeah.
ready to go. I'm ready to go. Woo! All right, what you got for the eye of the storm?
Nothing much for the Eye Storm. Once again, just want to wish all the mothers. I didn't get an opportunity to say it on air. To wish you guys a happy Mother's Day. Without you guys, the world would definitely be in peril. Also, we didn't even get to talk about Brittany Grinder. Shout out to her. I know Russia's trying to do some things for us to get her back. I would like to see the U.S. kind of step up and get her back as if she was, any other American citizen. But other than that, man, I'm just look. Shouts out to all my fellow allergy sufferers during these past 2 weeks. Has been rough. Keep your head up. I'm on that Zyrtec personally. All the times you see me go off camera and off mic is because I've been blowing my nose still. So you guys are not alone. Big Storm is with you. That's all I got for the Eye of the Storm.
Hashtag Zyrtec sponsorship. And there he goes. For the one good thing is um the one good thing is a combination of a lot of things. It's a combination of 25 plus years. Um, Yesterday was my mom and my late stepfather, um, Dickie Gilbert's wedding anniversary. He's been gone for a couple years now, so but I know mom still, thinks about him. Yesterday was their anniversary, so my one good thing is, your relationship is solid and good when you still think about it when they're not there. So that's what I got.
Good deal. Great man. Great man.
All right. So obviously you already know the barbecue is coming up here at the end of the weekend or end of the month. So yeah, it's time. So let's get ready for some basketball. I'm done. Storm, you done?
I'm done.
State of basketball done. Check us out. BW Sports One on the website, bwsports1.com. You can check us out on all social media outlets. We are everywhere and everywhere we are. So check us out. Google Play Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. You can catch us anywhere. So check us out. Big Storm, the one, BW Sports, out of here. Have a good Sunday.
Hit the button.
I'm trying. I can't find it. My computer's acting funny. There it is.